I'm Chris.
And I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Fergal.
And we're from Movie Smash.
Comic book movies are having a golden age right now with the MCU.
Movies based on comics aren't necessarily a new thing, but they're a big thing.
Join us every other Tuesday on Movie Smash.
We explore these movies and find some hidden gems.
Every other week, we revisit some of the best.
And some of the worst movies based on comics or graphic novels.
Was Green Lantern as bad as you remember?
Heck no!
Is Time Cop the most accurate time travel movie ever created?
Absolutely.
Was Mystery Men way ahead of its time?
Should they be revisited? Should they be forgotten?
Join us on Movie Smash and find out. Listen wherever you find your fine podcasts.
Entering the world of Crisis on Infinite Films, brought to you by All Too Real 2 Podcast.
Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of All Too Real 2. My name is Michael E. Cullen II, and with me, as always, is...
Sesame, Weatherman, and Carta.
It's a good name.
Thanks.
Yes. It's the best name ever. It's better than being named anything else.
The best name for the best movie ever.
Yes. Today on the show, excuse my voice today, folks. I'm kind of losing my voice, but I'm still recording because I care about you folks more than I care about myself. And it is my duty to talk about the greatest films in comic book history. There's a movie that came out in 2017 called Justice League, which was a movie, and it was good. It was good, but 20 years before that, we had a movie called the Justice League of America.
Yeah,
which was like I said, 1997 made for TV movie that was actually a pilot for a television series produced by CBS. Yeah, it was not picked up.
Oh, unfortunately.
Yes, it was directed by Louis Teague and Felix Enriquez Alcala. Louis Teague wanted his name taken off of this.
Why?
Because he was brought in to try to save it.
Not that bad.
No. But yeah, it was written by Lorne Cameron, David Holston, and Scott Shepard. Let's see what the directors have done before. Previously, Felix Enriquez Alcala has directed, looks like a bunch of TV episodes like Goosebumps, 911, Lone Star, Promised Land, The Lost Symbol, SEAL Team, Charmed, and so on. So he's like a TV director. So he's doing well for himself. Louis Teague, the other director, he directed the movie Cujo.
Wow.
He directed The Jewel of the Nile, Cat's Eye, Alligator. Looks like he's kind of stopped directing in 2010. The last thing he directed was something called Charlotta T.S. He directed episodes of Nash Bridges, The Profiler. He directed the movie Navy SEALs. Yeah, Barnaby Jones, The Alfred Hitchcock Hour back in 1964. So he's been doing it for a while, but then he stopped. I don't know if this brought him down.
Yeah, no.
The writers, Lauren Cameron, wrote Brother Bear, the Disney movie, First Night, the Richard Gere Camelot type movie, wrote Over the Hedge, The Nut Job, wrote a movie called Catch Me If You Can, which is not the movie that people, not the one people know, but this is it's like a direct-to-video TV or a TV movie sort of thing. Remember when we covered that movie called Clarence, which was a sequel to It's a Wonderful Life? He wrote that.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So that David Hazelton he was a producer for the TV show House, a producer for The Good Doctor. He also wrote First Night and Brother Bear. He was a supervising producer on CSI New York. Looks like he's doing a lot of producing on stuff. Let's see what his writing credentials are here. He also wrote Clarence.
okay.
Yeah. So and he's still a TV writer, it looks like. So there's that guy. Then we've got Scott Shepard, who was as far as writing goes, he wrote for the TV series The Dead Zone. He wrote for TV series Angela's Eyes, Reunion, True Calling, Justice League of America. Okay, yeah, Quantum Leap, the original with the Bacula, and Murder, She Wrote, and stuff like that. So yeah. So there we go. That's our creative team behind this. Now we've got our stars. We have Matthew Settle as Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. We've got Kimberly Oja as Tori Olafsdottir, a.k.a. Ice. We've got John Kassir as Ray Palmer, a.k.a. the Atom. We've got Michelle Hurd as BB DaCosta, a.k.a. Fire. Got Kenny Johnston as Barry Allen, a.k.a. The Flash. Got David Krumholtz as Martin Walters. Elisa Donovan as Cheryl. Got David Ogden Stiers as John Jones, a.k.a. the Martian Manhunter, which is never mentioned in the film as that being his name. We have Miguel Ferrer as Dr. Eno, a.k.a. Weatherman, and then some other people. Yes. So your initial reactions to this, Sesame?
We had just reviewed Superman 2025 last week,
With,
and I thought that
with Ryan Moore for his show. Yeah, for his New Realms Media. Yeah.
yes, and I thought that movie was one of the best superhero films I've seen in a long time. But then we watched this 1 week later, 2 weeks later, and I'm like, I don't know. I think this one knocks it out of the park, dude. I think like the costumes, like superb. Like it looks like they got out of like a Goodwill storage bin. Oh, so perfect.
I was thinking more like Party City, but yeah, you're going.
Yeah, I mean, like we got especially Adam Mans or Ray Palmer's
The Atom. Yeah.
Oh, so wonderful. The special effects, I mean, out of this world, quite literally, actually. You come to, John Jones' character, the act superb, the story even better. I mean, about a crazy weatherman or so-called weatherman who, by the way, he's got a weather machine that can manipulate the weather. I wonder if that's where Marjorie Green got her idea of like the Jews controlling the weather or whatever. So
that is interesting.
Got that going on. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was.
I don't know if Dr. Eno was Jewish, but
I'm saying like I wasn't talking about the character. I'm just saying like she probably saw that and it's like, yeah, that's probably what they're doing. But as far as plot goes concerned, I thought it was okay. Really, I don't think it was that bad. I thought it was. I actually kind of wish they would have picked this up as a show because it was like it was funny. I don't know, like the whole thing with like the interview is like it reminded me of like modern stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Modern Family. I think at the time it kind of felt like a like Real World or something, but Real World meets Friends meets comic books. But it was but they totally bastardized all the characters from the comic books.
I know, but I liked it. Like I was saying earlier, it's like if Modern Family met Marvel Comics, but with DC characters, so, but yeah, I don't know. So, I liked it at parts. I didn't like Barry Allen's character too much. I thought he was kind of a little bit annoying. But
they made him stupid and Barry Allen is like a genius. So it's
yeah, he's like, I could move fast. I don't have any other skills. Like he's having trouble finding the job stuff. And it's
he's literally a forensic doctor.
Yeah. I know. It's like they totally botched him. And you got Guy, one of the Green Lanterns, because there's like different people who become in, which is funny because he's kind of like the suave, cool.
Yeah.
But then in Superman 2025, he's like the dork, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like, and they use the same names because like it says here in the trivia for this that the Green Lantern in this movie is kind of a composite of three of the ring bearers, the classic Hal Jordan, modern Kyle Rayner, and 80s era Guy Gardner. Hal makes up the character's basic appearance, sans the mask. Kyle makes up the mask, badge, and wrist gauntlet, while the name and vest come from Guy Gardner. So it's and he does kind of have like sort of a Guy Gardner personality, because Guy Gardner's kind of a dick, but he's not as much of a dick as Guy Gardner. And there's other things too about his character that just aren't right for a Green Lantern. Like the fact that he packs away his costume in the backpack when the Green Lantern in the comics, his costume is produced through his ring and part of his body. It becomes the costume.
Yeah, it becomes like part of him, like a sort of living. Yeah. We
covered the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, and that's kind of how
Yeah, we did. That's right. That was a while ago. It wasn't too bad of a movie. It could have been better, but it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, this movie was tons better. No joke. No.
You got Fire. It was a good actress, though. If the woman who played Fire.
Yeah, that's Michelle Gerd. She later went on to be I think she was in the first season of Law and Order SVU as one of the main characters. She also, like, recently, not real recently, but within the last few years, she was on Star Trek Picard on Paramount Plus, and she was really good on there. She's a great actress. She's like an amazing actress, and yeah, this was really beneath her. Then you have, David Ogden Stiers as John Jones. People know him from, speaking of Dead Zone, he was on the Dead Zone TV series. He was also more well known for MASH as playing Charles Emerson Winchester III. He also was the voice of Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast, and then he did a voice in the Pocahontas movies, stuff like that. So yeah, he's like everybody's favorite character actor for a long time, with that snooty kind of voice that he has, and he's just a great actor. And I don't know, one of my favorite characters from MASH was him. So yeah, that's good. Also the actor John Kassir, who plays Ray Palmer in this, he is best known as the voice of the Crypt Keeper on Tales from the Crypt.
Really? Wow. That's different.
Yeah. He's primarily like a voice actor in a lot of things. Like he's in he does like video game and movie voice over, but he does do some acting here. But I mean, he's like done different things, like let's see here if this loads. There we go. Like Curious George, Disney Comics in Motion, The Grinch. He's been acting forever. He was in Pete's Dragon in 2016. Lego Jurassic World, NCIS, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Smurfs 2. You know, he does a lot of stuff. He was in Beethoven's Christmas Adventure, which maybe we'll cover someday. Yeah. So yeah, he's a well-known actor. So this is kind of below him too. But anyways, it's below. Miguel Ferrer is, well-known actor. He's a really well-known character actor. He was on Crossing Jordan for years. He's also got a lot of connections to comic book stuff, because his cousin is George Clooney, who is Batman. His mom, by the way, is the famous singer and actress Rosemary Clooney. So Miguel O'Hara, the alter ego of Marvel Comics superhero Spider-Man 2099, was named after Ferrer by his friend, writer Peter David, who created the character. He voiced Vandal Savage in Young Justice. He was in Iron Man 3. He voiced Aquaman Weather Wizard, who is what Weatherman was loosely based on. D-Sign on Superman, the animated series, and voiced Sinestro on the Batman animated series. Not the Batman animated series, but the animated series just called The Batman, which came out after that one. Okay, so but yeah.
All right, okay.
But yeah, he's got a lot of connections. And then we got David Krumholtz in here, which was a good actor. Like I said, he's everybody knows David Krumholtz. He's like everybody's best friend. And he soon will be playing Zor-El in Supergirl. So I'm trying to figure out. I wonder if Zor-El is going to be evil like Jor-El, his brother. So that Bradley Cooper played in Superman. So yeah, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Superman, and I don't care. It's been enough time. I don't know when this will come out, but the embargo's gone. So what goes down in this movie here, Sesame?
There's this guy named the Weatherman, who he has like a weather manipulator machine, and he's just causing havoc around the city. And the team, the Justice League, has to keep dropping everything going on their lives to stop, whatever it is, a cyclone or a tornado or what have you. And they're trying to figure out, who this dude is, because he just always shows up and he like hacks into all the TVs or whatever. And you just see his weird, like little, like sort of like a bandana he's wearing, or maybe like a kafaya type thing, or kafia, type thing. He's got his all garbled up, like one of those kind of things they do when someone's trying to disguise their voice, like when they're testifying.
It looks like his scarf and everything is all made out of like tin foil or something. It's just weird.
Right. It's weird, and so that's kind of like our main thing is that the team's trying to figure out who this guy is. They got a few leads. We were introduced, to our cast, Barry Allen, Fire, Green Lantern, Adam. There's someone on this
Fire.
I said Fire.
Got the Green Lantern, the Atom, Fire, and the Flash. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like they got these like cool little things like in between some of the scenes where they're doing like an interview thing, like you said, kind of like the real world. It reminds me of Modern Family, but this came out about like 10, 12 years ago. Modern Family came out, and then we're introduced to a new character who gets ice powers because she picks something up and a thing kind of sparks her or whatever.
She stumbles upon a hidden device in the lab where she works. She's like a meteorologist that works at the scientific lab. She's trying to investigate like what it does, and then she accidentally spills a bottle of water on it.
Yeah, great job, by the way.
Yeah, it strikes her with this like strange electricity and basically gives her freezing powers.
Because what I love to do, right, is put water next to electronics. That's like one of my favorite things to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
Especially if I'm a group.
As I sit here with my water bottle right on top of my keyboard.
Yes.
Oh wait.
I gotta break that habit too, because I got a computer tower on the floor, which is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of water bottles near it to drink, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna spill one of these one day. So I gotta break the habit of putting the water.
I've got like a spill proof water, like aluminum water bottle here, so I'm good.
Cool. Yeah. And so, her name is Tori because she's cute as a button. She's very anxious, still pleasing, which, I kind of understand. And she gets these ice powers that she doesn't really know what to do with.
She kind of like really looks up to and kind of has like sort of a crush on her boss, Dr. Eno. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like the head of the dude, he's like the main guy. He wants to get funding for their projects because they're like on the breakthrough of something, but they need money to do it. And so I got kind of confused about this. So I don't know if I was just watching it and didn't understand, but at one point they're at this fundraiser and Tori's talking to the Dr. Inu, and she kind of like touches him and it kind of like freezes him or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, excuse me. And then he goes outside and you see like a green hand. And so that's supposed to be like the Martian, but then at the same time.
That was Martian Manhunter posing as him.
Okay. All right.
That wasn't at the party. That was before that at her work.
Okay. Yeah. I understand. Okay. I get it. That is confusing for him.
He like passes by himself basically. So yeah.
Okay. I understand now. It's so we have like, if you read the comics or if you read about them, that John Jones is he's kind of like the DC version of Iron Man, but he himself is also an alien or a metahuman. And he assembled the team. Like he basically just like studied people with powers and, kind of figured out like, which person would be best, to be on like this team so that they could like save the world together.
And that's because they were not allowed, because like so this movie was originally supposed to air on CBS and but it never did because they passed on it, and I guess it aired somewhere in Europe at one point, and then people found bootlegs of it and started selling them at comic conventions and stuff. That's probably how it got uploaded to Daily Motion where we watched it. And
too, we gotta find on Daily Motion.
Yeah. I uploaded it to YouTube to my channel and have it, but they wouldn't let me. Warner Brothers won't let me share it. Yeah. So, but So they weren't allowed to use certain characters that are primarily known for being like the creators of the Justice League and heads of the Justice League. And I'm talking about Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, people like that. They weren't allowed to use. So I don't know. I'm surprised they were able to use the Flash and Green Lantern. So
those are like the big. I kind of like this team though because it reminds me of Legends of Tomorrow because we got Ray Palmer was in that. That was pretty much it. No, you had Firestorm. No, you had Firestorm, but that wasn't Fire
character. Yeah.
Fire is in the Rock.
I find it funny that her name is Fire, but she's green, and when you would primarily associate red with fire, but that's I mean, you can have green flames, but it's just kind of not, you know. So basically, after she gets these ice powers, after Tori gets those, she and the city that they live in is called New Metro because they couldn't afford Tropolis, and or Opolis. They could only afford the metro of Metropolis.
So crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I'm joking. But they probably weren't allowed to use any of the actual, like, they weren't allowed to use Gotham or Central City or any of those, you know. So
the New Metro is exactly the reason why.
Yeah. They had so like after she gets this like powers there, she's on you know en route like to her house, and she sees there's a man rollerblading, you know, through the grass like you do.
Of course. I mean, yeah, come on.
Was that a thing in 1997? I don't remember. I was like 18 back then, but no, I wasn't 18. I was like almost 20, but still, it's like
that's what you do though. You just, you know, you why would you rollerblade on a sidewalk or a road when you can do it fast? I mean, come on.
Yeah, off-road rollerblading was a thing. And then he falls into this like little lake or pond, and he's having problems, and so Tori goes to try to save him, and then she like freezes the water around him. So yeah. So go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna think of something really quick. So, you know, boundaries obviously weren't as strong as they are now when it comes to human on human contact or stalking for all. So I understand that. But there's a scene where they literally chloroform Tori in her bedroom.
Yeah, because basically they think she might be the weatherman, so they abduct her and interrogate her. They put and it's not like they just chloroform her with like a rag or something. They put a mask, like a surgical mask on, or not surgical mask, but like one of those things that, what is it called, where you put it on your face and you can breathe through it, like when you're in the hospital.
Yeah. Like one of those, like, yeah. Oh, God.
And it's like, okay.
Just turn it up, and then make her go to sleep, and then interrogate her.
Yeah, and they interrogate her, and then they put her back in her bed, and she wakes up, and she's like, oh, I shouldn't have eaten pepperoni pizza. And it's like, yeah, it was the pizza.
Like, it was the pepperoni and pizza, not the fact that someone abducted you. And like, I mean, God, and then like we got stalking in this movie as well. That's supposed to be cute. No,
we've got like this teenage kid, you know, stalking somebody that's like 10 or 15 years older than him. And
by our boy, what's his name?
David Crumble.
Roy. Yeah. It's been in like every single movie ever, but never gets like the credit. Or like that he is. Like, he's one of my favorite movies of all time, called Liberty Heights. It's got Ben Foster, Adrian Brody's in it, Joe Mantegna's in it. A lot of.
Well, I mean, he's like in everything. I mean, he was in Oppenheimer. He's like
Orlando Jones is in it. The dude from was in it. Like, all these stars were in this one movie. Like,
he I mean, he did star on Numbers for years on TV. So on a show that. On CBS that didn't pick up this show, but
that was a great show too. But he's pretty young in this movie. He's probably close to being 18 for real, probably in this movie.
Yeah, I mean he's like a year or so younger than me, so he had to have been about. I mean, this was like he had to have been about 19 or 18 or something at the time. So But yeah, he's basically, there's like an audition thing that Fire goes to. What's her name? The character's actually a BB. BB DaCosta goes too. And so this guy Martin is like he's like obsessed with her. Like he's basically, it sounds like he's stalking her because he like knows everything about her.
Knows like her routine.
Yeah.
This is before you could just like, figure out like, oh, someone says on Facebook they're gonna be at this cafe at this time. Like, oh, you had to put in the work.
And even more than the routine, he like knows what like she likes and stuff, and it's just like, okay. And like you said, it's before social media, so
creepy.
I mean, this was before Friendster, for crying out loud. But
like way before any of that shit.
So they're trying to like people are thinking that the weatherman might be this guy Arliss, who works at the place with Tori and Dr. Eno. So he's like our red herring. I always used to love that term red herring. I never understood. I mean, I understand what it means, but I don't know why it's called that. But I always remember do you remember the animated show A Pup Named Scooby-Doo?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was like about the Scooby-Doo gang, but they were like kids. And they had a guy that was kind of like just a random character. His name was Red Herring, and like Fred always thought that he might be the person doing the bad thing, and then it was never.
Oh, okay.
So it's like stupid, but that was his actual name,
wow.
Or red-headed kid. So yeah. Anyway, so the weatherman is doing his shit. They decide to because they think it might be this. They first think it's her, but they realize it's not her, and they basically break into this like party that's going on at Eno's Eno Meteorological Institute. So they break into this party and looking for evidence that this Arliss Hopkey is his name, is the weatherman. While this is going on, Tori discovers that it is her boss.
I know. He's like wearing all this weird like electronic shit.
He's got like this camera on this steady cam rig in front of him and stuff, and it's just like, okay,
was it necessary to do all that? It's just like,
yeah, he's got like all this stuff, and it's like tripods exist in 1997, so why didn't he just put it on a tripod instead of attaching it to himself, which I don't understand.
I know, it looks so dorky, and yeah, so he's like, no, let me explain, type of thing, and she's like, oh.
And so she at the party, she had like kind of started flirting with Ray Palmer, who she met at the party. And while they were there, they found out all the information. Like Ray does. Like Ray shrinks down to his little atom self, and because he needed to get into the room, but there's like these lasers across the door, like we always see in reality. No, we don't. We see them only in movies and TV shows. But why would you show where the lasers are? You don't have to. That's not how they work. Anyways, so
it's like, why would? Because you're like giving that person a chance to break in. Like,
so he shrinks down and he limbos underneath the last laser, and they play like limbo music when he does it.
So much. That was so fucking stupid.
Because this is the type of movie we were watching.
It was very cornball. It really was. Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but then that part was too far for me. I was like, okay, that's dumb.
So he breaks in there. He with kind of with the help of Guy Gardner. And and he's in the computer room and looking up stuff, and he finds out the like schematics for the weather machine or something. And so they still think it's this Arliss guy. At one point though, while they were in there, like Tori finds Ray in there and he gives some kind of excuse and then disappears. But later she decides to come to him with the information because she knew he was looking into it. And so this is after she finds out that her boss is the bad guy. She takes the knowledge to the JLA, and they in turn take her to their secret command center, an alien spacecraft hidden underwater. No Justice Hall here for the Justice League. It's just, their two places of operations are that and an apartment complex.
All live, presumably, I guess?
Yeah.
Or that's just orders, or
I don't know.
What?
I mean, it's like, I know for sure that Guy and Ray are like roommates, and then Barry has to live there because he got kicked out of his place at the beginning because he's a stupid person who can't keep a job, even though in the comics he's like a brilliant scientist. But anyway, so
Ray and Guy's apartment, but then Fire and Barry got their own places. Got it. And then
I don't know. Fire might live there. It was kind of unclear, or she might have. BB might live in the complex, but in a different apartment. But
okay.
Yeah, but Barry is staying with them because he can't afford a place at the moment because he got kicked out. So we've got, there was another scene. I don't remember where it falls into the timeline here, but, they were having, issues where the TV wouldn't work, and they had more of this great special effects where Ray shrinks down and goes inside the TV to try to fix it. Yeah. It was like, it's like way worse than like the effects of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something.
It was bad. It was really, really bad.
Definitely.
But then this is the time where you actually had people who actually repair TVs, who actually come to your house and actually repair your TV.
But they had
TV
somebody,
breaks.
and the guy comes in and then he can't fix it right away. But then he's like, here, give me your gum wrapper and your gum, and he puts that in there and fixes it with the gum and the metal of the gum wrapper, I assume. Yeah,
I don't think that, or maybe it does, but that seems dangerous. But
yeah, I don't think it's a permanent fix. I watch a lot of videos because they soothe me of people like repairing old like video arcade systems. Never once has anybody used gum to like connect the wires together. Usually they use like solder and stuff, but that's just
Well, they did this because it shows up later as like a plot armor.
Yes.
So
yeah, it's Chekhov's gum wrapper, and
yes.
Yes. So that happens or whatever. Anyways, we go back to this situation. We got so at one point they take her down to the place, and then they like reveal their secret identities. She meets John Jones, and like he introduces himself and says the line like, your first alien, I presume.
Yep.
Or when he introduces him, it's like I did meet Leonard Nimoy once.
God, that was a weird line.
Yeah. I don't know why I remembered that line, but I did. So, so she discovers that the Atom's the guy that she's been flirting with. So that's cool. So then we cut to like this, Martin Walters, the David Krumholtz character, is, still pursuing BB, and he gives her like some earrings and stuff. These like earrings that are really important to him, I guess, or whatever. And she wears them, has to leave to go save something or whatever. And he sees her on TV, and he realizes her secret identity because she's wearing the earrings when she's Fire. Also, you know how else he might recognize that she's Fire? Because she doesn't wear a fucking mask.
None of these people, what's what I don't understand about these superhero movies where shows where like Ray sounds just like he does as Atom. So you'd be like, oh, that must be Ray underneath that mask, because you literally had the same stature, same height, and you sound exactly like the guy I was just talking to 15 minutes ago. But no, I do like they finally did, though, in Superman 2025, do the explanation.
I did, at least.
Where they're basically like, that's the reason why, is because they like this sort of weird filter type issue or whatever makes people not recognize the person. Like, finally, someone actually had an explanation for this. And I don't even know.
I mean, because like they're not changing their voices at all. It's not even like where like Christian Bale talks different when he's Bruce Wayne than when he's Batman. He's like, I'm Batman,
Right, exactly. Is whatever.
But yeah, anyways, so he thinks that it's her, but she says that Fire's just a close friend, and so he says, well, I won't believe you unless Fire shows up. And then John Jones pretends to be Fire because he can change into anybody, and he shows up, and then they're at the same place. And so then he's stupid enough to believe that she's not.
Yeah. Okay.
And then as he's walking away, John Jones is like, does this costume ever chafe you?
Yeah, dumb lines.
Yeah. So then what's going on here too? Then we got BB then, terminates his romantic interest in her and basically says, you're a nice guy, but you'll find true love someday with somebody like your own age. So
right. Which, is the mature boss. No, intended. Well, actually, very pun intended. Where, whereas like someone like our president will be like, yeah, like Jonesing for that, where she's like, yeah,
John Jones.
What's it?
He'd be John Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Like John Jones, like the name of the Martian Manhunter.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. But she's like, Now, if this was like a guy, like a lot of guys, they'd be like, yeah, I don't care, whoever, whatever. Yeah. But, she's a woman, a little bit more like conscientious of the age difference and like, hey, maybe, let's chill out a little bit on that. And you could tell too, she looks a lot older than he does. Like even like physically, like he does look like he's like a late teenager, like maybe 19 years old.
In real life, there's about a decade difference between the actors. So, so yeah.
You could tell because he always looks younger than his age anyway. He's just one of those people who just look than he is, He's starting
to look older than his age now, which is interesting because I think a lot of it has to do with like the way that he like of recent pictures that I've seen of him online. I don't know what part he's in, but David Krumholtz like shaved his head like, and he's got like hair on the sides and stuff, and he's like bald on top, and it's all gray hair and stuff, and he looks pretty old. So
yeah, I mean sometimes that happens too. So. But she
kind of look his age in Oppenheimer too. So there, but yeah.
And so she kind of like, hey, I appreciate it, but here your earrings are back or whatever. And then, but later on though, he calls her and wants to introduce her to his new girlfriend, who's a 16-year-old cheerleader. Which that's what?
Yeah,
what? I don't understand that.
I'm glad I rewound that scene because I was kind of distracted when that was happening. And at first I thought she was saying that Guy was moving on to a new girlfriend who was a 16-year-old cheerleader. And I'm like, okay. I was like, that would have been bad because Guy's like obviously in his late 20s or 30s. And, but,
you mean, okay. No, Guy, she meant,
yeah, but it was Martin was just talking about, and I don't know. We don't know how old he is. So maybe he is like still a teenager, but the fact that she was kind of leading him on and if he was underage, that's kind of creepy. But
not only that, it was like he's known her for like 2 days and he's gonna introduce her to his new girlfriend, which is like what? I don't really understand the logic of why.
I think it might just be because she told him to kind of find somebody new and maybe he just wants to stay friends with her. I don't know, but it's like
and within like the O, so it's like,
well, it was trauma bonding. I don't know what the trauma was, but they were bonding.
The trauma of living in a society where there's weather manipulating machines and,
where the people in the town just act like it's a normal thing, though.
No, they do because this guy's probably been doing this for years or like months at this point.
It happens in a lot of comic book movies. I even noticed it like in the new Superman movie, like where the people in town kind of just got used to like weird shit happening, and they're just like, "Oh, we're gonna watch Superman fight this giant kaiju monster."
But the thing is, if that happened in real life, that would actually be that way because people just get used to it. I mean, like how we get used to the circus that goes on a daily basis in our lives, and it's just that's the new normal. So like
how we've moved from a society where you could end somebody's political career because they spelled potato wrong, and now it's like somebody's a literal fascist and they're in the White House. But hey, that's okay. I mean, I was no fan of him, but I'd rather have Dan Quayle in office than this fucker. Anyway, so
I'm just saying though, that literally would be what happened if we lived in a world where heroes existed. Yeah, first it would be a thought, but like I guarantee you, within like maybe 2 years tops, we just accept it. Like, oh, okay, like
I mean, I guess it's like anything because, like, I mean, I'm sure when society first had like fire trucks or cars or whatever, at first they were like a big deal, but now we just accept the fact that cars are going down our street. So it's yeah. So, and basically then we have this situation where the Weatherman, is demanding $20 million or he's going to engulf New Metro in a new tidal wave. And he attacks the little spaceship thing with like a heat ray, which is not like really a weather based thing, but whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like basically welds the door shut so they can't get out of this really well placed hideout underneath the fucking ocean. But
yep.
and you here's another thing. You have a hideout in the ocean and you don't have Aquaman?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Or any like sea-based superhero?
Nope.
No. So they end up getting out because the like mechanism to open up elevator or something is broken, but they fix it by using the good old gum and gum wrapper trick that they learned from the best superhero in this movie, Repairman.
That's his name, Repairman.
Yeah, Repairman.
Repair.
They should have asked him to join the Justice League. Maybe if the show would have went on, he would have.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, they get out of the place. They escape and to stop Weatherman, but and they all get out, but they leave Tori behind because they don't think that Tori's up to snuff with her powers and shit. So, and they're kind of upset because she stole the weather machine from the Weatherman when he visited her, and there was a tracking device in it, so that's how he found their lair or their hideout or whatever.
So always check for the track.
Yeah, I always do. Anytime anybody gives me anything,
yep.
I check for tracking devices. Yeah, I mean, it was really weird when I'm in like the Pizza Hut and I'm just tearing up the pizza to see if there's a.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you got to do, so.
Yeah. I'm just like throwing pepperonis all over. I know there's a tracking device in this pizza, and then it's hard to eat afterwards. But so they go to fight off this tidal wave, and he's attacking this watchtower using. I mean, he already attacked that watchtower there using the heat ray, but they plan to get out. And Tori, they're basically kind of unsuccessful in this, but then eventually. So one of the things that I found kind of funny is, Guy Gardner can make like cool things with his ring. That's what the ring does for the Green Lantern. He's flying around like Mary Poppins up to this like bridge or tower that the Weatherman's on, and all it just made me think of was Mary Poppins. So, anyways, she's successful. She thwarts the tidal wave by freezing it, and then eventually we have another scene where Ray basically just breaks into her house because she wouldn't let him in at first, and then he shrinks down and crawls underneath the door.
There you go. So now you got
not creepy at all. No. And so they offer her membership again to the JLA, and then they give her a costume and a code name Ice because you can't have fire without ice. And she agrees to join, and then we cut to a scene where like the Weatherman's planning to escape from prison.
Yay, because he's got that little laser thing or whatever that they didn't decide on. Yep.
And that's our movie.
That's it. That's what they were probably going for. Is they were hoping he was going to break out of the car and then become their enemy all over again, I guess, or something.
He'd be their big bad, like he'd be their Joker, but or their Lex Luthor.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Yeah, this movie was not good. But
it was okay though.
Yeah. But any other thoughts about this before we wrap things up?
No, just don't make weather manipulating machine. Okay, guys, don't do it. Let the weather take its course, and I think we'll be all right. Maybe, probably not.
Yes. But space lasers exist according to Congress. Oh no, just one lunatic in Congress. Yeah.
Probably more, but
a lunatic in Congress who is like right every once in a while, like a clock is when it's stopped.
No,
but for her own reasons. Yeah.
Yep.
That's okay, because we have real supervillains in this world. Worse than the Weatherman. Yes, we do. But we'll be okay. Yeah. We'll be all right.
Weather, maybe, because the Weatherman, he was doing bad things, but for good reasons, because he wanted to get funny.
You know who really controls the weather? The businesses that dump all their crap in the water and mess up the ozone and all this other shit that they do with all their environmental things that are just completely gone. No regulations for them. Anyways. So I don't have anything else to say about this movie. I liked it to a point, but it's very of its time, and the costumes are just horrible. I mean, the Green Lantern, for crying out loud, his costume almost looked aqua and not green. But yeah. But I think I'm going to cosplay as Ray Palmer from this and go to the next Comic-Con. Do you want to go with me?
Yes.
Who would you cosplay as?
The Repairman.
Superhero ever. It's like walking around and everybody's like, who are you supposed to be? Repairman.
Yep.
I can fix everything, even your broken heart. Wait. All I need is gum and a wrapper.
Juicy fruit.
Yeah, juicy fruit. It's going to move you. So, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you could, go to all2real2.com and check out all of our goodies there. We've got links to our social media and to anywhere you want to listen to this episode. If you do go to one of these places where you can listen to the episode and rate us, give us a 5-star review if you can. Write a little blurb underneath the video or the audio that you're listening to, if they allow that too. It helps, with the algorithm and
algorithm. There you go.
Rhythm. Yes, and I don't know what he's doing all this stuff for, but at least he's keeping busy since he's been out of office. And the other things you can do is share the show with your friends on social media, comment on our posts on social media. Just do it up. Be good to us, and we'll be good to you because we love you. Remember that trans lives are human lives. No human is illegal. Free Palestine. Be different. Be yourself. Remember that I love you, even if I am your first alien. Yep. Sesame loves you. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to All Too Real 2 podcast, a Cullen Park production. Produced and edited by Michael E. Cullen II. Music by Matthew Hawes. Subscribe and share the show. Visit us at cullenpark.com.